So let me ask you both if you got Etheric Light, because right now the big question is it too difficult to obtain? I did not get any Etheric Light.
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
How?
So,
but did you get it from Prison 34?
Yeah, you get it on Prison 34.
But you have to get there to get it. Is the point?
So let me think. I got one on Prison 34.
I didn't
on
get
my
it from
first
the
character.
Nightfall. The Nightfall, I got 10 strange
You can
coins.
get it from the Nightfall. You get one, and I'm kind of mad at Bungie because they told me it was a supplemental drop. Meaning,
one is supplemental.
Meaning, is it?
Yeah.
No, I mean, that meant you're supposed to get like an exotic and a
You
piece
thought
of
it meant
Etheric
every
Light.
time you were going to get an Etheric. That's
Or
what
at
you
least,
thought.
at least
the
most
was.
of the time. That's how it should work.
But
if
see,
you,
you
do the
interpreted it
Nightfall,
a certain way. It is a supplemental drop that could happen.
That's dumb.
As RNG's is
They knew what I meant. It was very misleading. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Etheric is super rare to get. You can only get it on 34 once a week on the side chest. So I ran it.
Yeah, I've got none, so I got to put together a team and run the 34.
Guess how he got to 34?
He ran it on all 33s.
Yeah, and he worked the system.
Yeah.
I didn't work the system.
You did. You all work the system. That's why you all play multiple characters.
What do you mean work system?
Right now. I mean, you played more than once to get the Etheric Light.
Of course.
It's
like the raid.
That's how you do it.
No, I think Jose clearly has an issue with the way
I have an
issue
with the way that
works.
But no, I'm a hater.
Because you play one. You're just mad because you play one character.
I'm going to stay one character.
Well, that's fine. It's going to take you longer to level.
So wait, time out. Translation.
That way.
Boys.
You're just that's total jealousy.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. So just so I fully understand, are you just upset because you know you have to run multiple characters? Is that what you meant by game the system?
Yes.
You meaning, it's true. Like, you have to pray to RNGs with multiple characters.
It's not RNG. You get one guaranteed at 34.
This is true.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry.
And 35.
The RNG part of it, I apologize for not putting in this in context, is I'm talking about one of the Nightfall, which I got super disappointed on this week.
Yeah.
But that's not anything new. Right? Like RNG can work where you get something really cool or where you don't. I'm fine with that. But I am kind of bummed that in order to take advantage to jump to 34 quickly, I have to roll 3 characters, and I just don't want to invest that much time.
Well, you don't have to, but it is, you need to put together a strong team. Jose, you have access to an awesome community of team members. So if you need, you need to get the 33. You are.
Yes.
Just put together 2 of the 33s, or find a 34. I know, but the point is you can do 34. You just, in fact, just find 2 of the 34s. There's like a bunch out there who would be happy to play with you.
Did you ask the question actually?
Yeah, let's
about Etheric Light?
refocus on the question though. I did though. Is Etheric Light too difficult to obtain right now?
Yes. There's way too many weapons and things that I want to upgrade that this would take way too long. And I get the feeling it's almost designed that they want this to last until September or October.
Let's think about it. You can easily ascend every exotic, right? So no Etheric Light there.
You can only use one of those things at a time on gear anyway.
You are guaranteed at least 2 pieces of Etheric Light a week on per character. So that is 6 pieces of Etheric Light if you run all 3.
34
up to 35.
34
you get
and
1
35.
piece per, right?
Which is really hard to do to a degree.
For which,
well, eventually it
hard
won't
to do?
be. Eventually it won't be.
Did you have no problem?
I haven't done it yet, but
person?
everybody's doing it in under a minute. The final boss.
Wow.
35 sounds easier than 34.
Okay, 34
based on what I've heard from the community. I'm waiting to run it. I want to run it this weekend.
Okay, cool.
But it's a good point. It's like running the raids. You can do it twice, normal hard mode, effectively. And you're going to get how many pieces of Etheric Light?
2 per character. Guaranteed.
Yeah, per character. Okay. But let's
and
just
then
say
you
per
still
character.
you still have a chance to get Etheric Light from the smaller chest if you rerun it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so that's true. Once you have multiple characters and you're spending, 6 hours a week or whatever to get it, like you were in the raids. But I do think it's just really hard to get. My problem is the gameplay mechanic itself of like, how fun is that? How many times just to upgrade a legendary weapon that I might use? That's my issue.
Well, why are you upgrading something you might use?
Okay, but that's because it's fun to use them occasionally. But do I have to like grind for 5 hours just to? I mean, it's asking a lot of me. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And there's a point where that is what we're talking about with the game. Why are you playing the game, and what part of it is fun? So I do think prison is fun, but again, the reward needs to outweigh the grind. And I don't know, like. Yeah, it sounds to me, again, after 30, 45 days, I've kind of got the weapons that I wanted upgraded. I'm level 34. From there, I'll probably, slow down unless I really start getting some really good rewards and rolling cool weapons that are fun in trials or whatever it is.
I think Etheric's okay. Like, I think it's an okay way to do it. And we don't know. We could get it from trials even, for like the lowest level reward.
Yeah, well remember, you can get it from Iron Banner 3 and 5.
Yeah.
So they're right? Or wait, is that treasure key?
You're correct.
No,
you're correct.
So that's another way to get it when it comes through. But anyway,
I'm just salty because I don't want to run more than one character. That's where that
it's
came from.
time,
I mean,
man.
anyone listening knows that.
Yeah,
like that. I'm gonna stay that way. Like I want to play the game with one, and I want.
That's
that way
fair.
and
I mean, that's a great perspective too.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
lot of people.
I'm okay with the amount of etheric light that's dropping. I do agree that it's a little light. I feel like it should be a supplemental drop in Nightfall. Like you get it in addition to whatever your drop is.
A guarantee there.
Yeah.
You know, here's how I'll put it. I think a fair amount drops between characters if you can invest that much time as a hardcore player. It's not that bad. However, for week 1, etheric light drops were and are a huge problem. It's annoying to jump in the game, and you're expected to get through level 34 just to upgrade like
That's
one
because of the community we play with, though. The average player isn't expected to be level 34.
Then how do they get etheric light in week 1 or 2? They can't.
They run it
wishing
with their friends when they're ready.
But that's my point. It is a very hard. You don't get one. Just give me one, is what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Okay. So
Xur should have showed up.
mechanic.
Actually, wouldn't that have been cool? And he's like, "Boom! I found this in the galaxy, and
You've
here
been
it is,
a
Guardian."
good customer.
No,
I found 2 million of these.
Yeah.
Xur's inventory is actually awful this
it's
week.
terrible this week.
All old stuff.
That's
Not
another
even
topic.
one cool thing.
But
that
I just
was super
But
disappointing.
the point is, right? It's
Yeah.
in week 1, week 2, initial impressions, and you're like, "Here we go again." You know, you're like chasing it, and I need multiple characters.
Yeah, just when you think the carrot is getting closer, the stick is just pulling it out even
Exactly.
further from you. That's kind of what it feels
it's
like.
September,
If it's-
October is
for me,
how
the
this is designed.
frustration
I'm
right
telling
now
you.
is etheric light and the keys. Those are the two places where I'm just like, these are not dropping enough for me. I really wish this was a little better. But then again, let's see long term how long it'll keep me.
Still
chasing.
fun.
Here's what's super concerning for me. I have no idea how you get keys next week. So we all got our keys for doing the story missions or whatever. How do I get them next week? Do they drop?
Yeah, you're
on
wondering
the
if the
bosses?
boss will start
Am I
dropping-
gonna
No.
run 34 and just get nothing because I don't have a key? That's ridiculous.
Patrols, man, are back.
So I
No,
just keep running.
like I'm not gonna farm a chest for hours. I farmed it for like 5 hours to get
How many
three
keys? 3 keys.
like
Keys.
one key for every 5 hours of time invested.
And this is the thing that's burning me the most. It's like even what I was saying earlier, that even if you zone
Maybe
come
two.
back, zone come back, zone come back, the drop rate is so low. I almost wish someone would make an app where everyone can log in and go, okay, did I get a key? I looted the chest. Did I get a key? No. Did I get a key? No.
Right,
Did I
just
get a
to
key?
see.
No. Just so
Well,
someone can see what the number.
Somebody
would
was
be.
saying it's like I read somebody was trying to calculate it was like 2% or something, and I don't know if that's true or not.
Wow.
But
And
I don't know how
key
they
is-
calculated that. That was probably their one
And not to
them
bring us back
how it
to
was
that.
for them. But
I hope Bungie comes forward and is just like explains how the key mechanic will work next week. You know, because like on the reset.
Sorry, speaking of next week, how do we feel about these sort of Queen's bounties being weekly?
I like
This is
that.
the first time
I like
that's
it.
the thing.
I mean, it's
fine
going
with
to take
that.
you. I'm going to be the max rank like by next week, and that's fine with me.
Oh, sorry, we don't know-
Varix though doesn't have bounties. You just have to keep doing prison to level him up. He's going to be really hard to level.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I
But-
keep rolling Prison 28 just for the chance at a key, by the way.
Yeah,
I was
but-
going to
yeah.
say that earlier.
But right now, to level them up, all you're going to get is what, shaders or ships, which is
Yeah,
fine.
but I want one of the ships.
No, I do too. But I mean, it's not like
You
he's
know.
got this amazing gear. That's you can
he
get
doesn't
with
have
the
anything
cores.
you need.
You get cores from prison that you can use every week, which
and
is
you can
fun.
get drops from prison that are like the sashes that he sells and
Yeah,
stuff.
you might get lucky
Yeah.
and get those.
Yeah. And the gloves this week he had were really cool, by the way, which you get just for completing the campaign, right? That was
Yeah,
what
make sure you
used,
make sure you run on all your
yeah.
characters. I got to do my warlock whenever I get time today because I need those gloves before the reset.
That's why it's nice to have one character type. I was
There's so
done
much.
as soon as I got that piece of gear.
There's so much to do in Destiny now, and I am super happy with this expansion.
Yeah.
So much
You-
to do doing
you
it
have
3 times
you can
over.
do Vault of Glass, you can do Crota Zen now, you can run all the new multiplayer maps with the House of Wolves, you have Prison of Elders, you have Trials of Osiris on the weekend, and when Iron Banner's around, you have Iron Banner to do. There's just a lot of options for the player
You
base.
could do all those things before. Are you reading a press release or something that I should know about?
No, he's not.
No, I mean, I know
I'm
what you're
just
saying, but
saying,
like, I've done those things for
Literally-
400 hours.
So literally, I could do all House of Wolves stuff, and that could be my week. You know,
Right.
but you still have all those old options too, and I think it's a great ad.
And you love Crota.
I'd never have to run Crota again.
I know.
All I
I
have
was
to
just
focus
saying.
on is House of
I
Wolves.
I was joking that
Players have
you're
to
like,
pick
I can
and choose
yeah.
what they're going to do now, and that's a good problem to have, is what I'm
I
saying.
guess. My only point there, okay, I totally get what you're saying. That,
Yeah.
yes, they've added even more options on top of the ones that I've spent 400 hours playing. But the new stuff is really what matters here,
And I
right?
think- I
You know,
think
we
I-
paid
Yeah.
for the content. How valuable is that? It seems, it's good. The raid, I think we'll
I
talk
wasn't
about another
reviewing
time,
House
is
of
missing,
Wolves.
and-
I
yeah.
was making a comment about the options available to the player base now.
Yeah. But I will say, I think, and maybe you guys can correct me if you think this is a completely bad idea, but I do think that you add value to those other sections, for example, the raid or PvP. If you add in what House of Wolves has right now, which is, hey, this has a chance for Etheric Light, or this has a chance for a key drop. Like if I can run and there's a chest in Vault that is a guaranteed chance at a key, I'll take it.
No,
it's
totally.
Yeah. None of that stuff is true, though.
No.
And that's a misstep.
Also, it's really funny to me that the Blade Masters from Crota's Blade Runners just all packed up and left. Like I find it really funny that I've never seen the sword bearers that run around in the world.
Oh yeah,
they just straight up said, "Raise up, we're out." Like Crota's clearly not winning this fight.
Yeah, that's funny. I never thought about it like that. Bungie did say they're not going to do those events in exchange for the wolves are coming or whatever. But that's a funny way.
I noticed the other day. I was like, man, they just packed up and ran to this town.
We're good.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. That's this week's Fireteam Chat. If you have feedback on the 3 topics we discussed, which to recap, talked a little bit about our impressions of House of Wolves, share them with us. Talked about what weapons we got.
Great weapons.
Let us know those as well. And your feelings on Etheric Light, why don't you email us at destiny@ign.com. Let us know what you think. Let us
just
know
leave a comment.
Your expansion experience. We'll read a bunch on the show next week. Why not? Let's read some of
I would love that.
You going to collect those emails?
I'll collect them.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
no, I was actually thinking had the same thought. Would love to know your just overall impressions and to do like a whole session from the community.
I volunteer as tribute.
Thank you. I have 250 emails to read.
So whatever.
I was like, hey, Jose, could you read those?
Yeah, we'll totally.
That's fine. No, you're good on that.
And I think we need to throw out what do we want to talk about going forward? Things we need to talk about.
Yeah.
We need to talk about the Vault. I knew this was coming.
Vault's a disaster now.
Yeah, we need to talk about that. We need to talk about now that we're playing a game that does not have the raid. What does that mean? We need to talk about how long this will last. I keep bringing it up, but what is
until
next?
The Taken King?
What is
we
next?
know the Taken King is that.
Yeah, but
Taken. Yeah.
So we need to talk about some of those things, and then obviously though, just coming back to our impressions after we get some real time to bounce between all these different things.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Thank you for listening to Fireteam Chat. We are a weekly show on IGN. We have a bunch of other podcasts, other video features. We have plenty of Destiny content just waiting for you if you're hungry for more. So make sure you check that out. Anything else to plug before we call it a day?
I always say, review us on iTunes if you're a podcast listener. Get into the comments if you're watching the video. Otherwise, if you like it on the big screen, check it out on PS4, Xbox One, and all the above. All right. So thank you for watching everywhere and listening wherever you may be.
And lastly, you can find us on Twitter. You can find Destin Laguerre at
Destin Laguerre.
That's it?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah. You can find Fran Mirabella
at Fran Mirabella.
And you can find myself at Jose_Otero.
Ooh, you got to get fancy with that
it was
underscore.
taken. The original was taken. That guy, I'm not.
The Taken King took it.
Yeah, he straight up took it. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back next week with more Fireteam Chat.
Guardians out.
Guardians out.
Fran, you were super late on that one.